session. And I would like to invite our first panelist for the session, Shri Daljeet Singh, Advisor, Special Works, Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, is presently working in as advisor after superannuating from the post of Director Works from Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, has 25 years of extensive experience in planning, execution and management projects in India, and has experience of executing first ever underground metro work using TBM in phase 1 in Delhi Metro and 1 kilometers of underground works in 2002. A warm welcome to you, sir. I would like to invite Dr. Architect Namrita Kalsi, who is the Chief Architect, Haryana Mass Rapid Transport Corporation Limited. Warm welcome to you, ma'am. She is having researched on broad strategic framework of development through regional master planning using participatory stakeholders analysis, has also authored research papers as Chief Architect of Haryana Mass Rapid Transport Corporation, and is working on 28.5 kilometer long Millennium City Metro Station to Cyber City Line from 27 stations, one depot which will connect new and old Gurugram as well as Dwarka Expressway. Warm welcome to you, ma'am. Inviting Srimati Manisha Singh, Chief Architect, Business Development, Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, has over 30 years of experience as a qualified design professional architect and educationist, possesses a proven track record in India, the UK and the UAE, and recently has joined Delhi Metro Rail Corporation as Chief Architect, Business Development, and playing a pivotal role in design and development of metro station, TOD projects, MMI and other consultancy and property development works. Warm welcome to you, ma'am. May I invite Shri Mangal, who is the head Hitachi Rail, Green Energy Mobility Sector and Director Hitachi India Private Limited, is leading the organization for over 8 years and has an expertise of over 34 years and is an engineering and management professional. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Inviting Shri Nishunk Garg, who is Vande Bharat Project Director, RS Kinet, and brings with him over 20 years of invaluable experience in driving operational excellence across the corporate sector. His expertise spans customer management, sales, project management, bids and contracts, all contributing to the growth and success of organizations, and has played pivotal roles in some of the most prestigious rolling stock projects in India. A warm welcome to you, sir. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to welcome our distinguished moderator, Dr. Vinita Srivastava, Chief Vigilance Officer, NCRTC. Dr. Srivastava is a senior IRS ME officer from Jamalpur 1991 SCRA exam, and she is a mechanical engineer and MBA from IIM Ahmedabad and has served in various capacity in Ministry of Railways, Steel, Heavy Industry and Culture. Equally passionate about the heritage and modern technology, Vinita ji currently works with the Rapid Metro Project Organization, NCRTC in New Delhi as the Chief Vigilance Officer. So let's put our hands together to welcome our moderator, Dr. Vinita Srivastava. And may I hand over to you, ma'am, to kindly carry forward the proceedings of the session, New Technology in Mass in Regional Transit System and Development.
Thank you, Sapna ji. And namaskar and a warm welcome to all the post-lunch attendees. It's heartening to see a full house. I apologize for my MD sir who had conflicting engagements. The panel here has 3 women. I'm proud of that, so let's give them a big hand. And I'll be partial and begin with one of the ladies here. So Namrita ji, Gurgaon Metro. Let's set the context a little bit. You're working for a dense, urbanized, perhaps a strongly corporatized area. So can you share with us the latest developments, the way forward, and what you think is going to happen with Gurgaon Metro?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very thankful to the organizer for inviting us here and sharing our experience. You see, every city is different. what we learnt in Delhi Metro cannot be applied in Gurgaon because it's a different city. So the main issue of Gurgaon is that it is bifurcated by a National Highway 48 into two very strong areas, the old and the new Gurugram. If we really say it is a digital divide, so the best point of the current sanction alignment, that is Millennium City Centre, earlier it was called the Huda City Centre, to Cyber City, which is basically connecting and integrating old and the new Gurugram so that there is no economic disparity. Secondly, you see what happens is that when a transporter is planning the alignment in a city, they look at many factors for ridership. So ridership is secondary, it's basically serving the public. So if we see the alignment, it is passing through many of the residential area and connecting it to the work area like Cyber City, Cyber Park, Industrial Area Phase 4, Phase 5, Phase 6, to all the residential area, not to mention institutional area. So we hope that this alignment, the current sanction one, over 28.5 kilometer with 27 stations, will do well to serve the public of the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Gurgaon Metro is certainly one of the more exciting developments. So I'll flip over from Gurgaon right up to one of our private sector participants and ask you, sir, from just a moment. Mr. Mangal, Head of Hitachi Rail. Thales, please tell us about the acquisition, what are your plans, and what will the strategy in the future be? Of course, you promised you'd share only what is in the public domain, but I'm sure the hall here wants to know a little more, so please.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. I think, as you said, the house is full, and this is, very rare to see such a big response from railways, and today is also the day for budget, and I was just talking to some colleagues. So railways got the highest allocation. So which means the private and the public sector, it's a day for us and to also plan as how we can create more and more partnerships. So Thales is one of that example for Hitachi, creating a global partnership. So Hitachi is a 100 billion company, which is originally from Japan, but is a global company. For example, the headquarters of Hitachi Rail are in London. They're not in Tokyo. So for us, it was very important to grow not only in the asset-based business, in the services business, which we have been doing, but also to provide first-hand customer experience. So Thales's ground transportation system not only brings in a new set of technologies for signaling, rail control, telecommunication, and fare collection, but also give us a platform for bridging the entire, the end-to-end mobility experience by just integrating the entire set of mobilities, whether it is by bus or by tram or metro or train. So we cut across different sectors to create a kind of a seamless experience. And when we combine that with Hitachi's financial services business, for example, we have a joint venture with the State Bank of India, and we are delivering Your Know platform, which manages the entire digital transactions for the country. So we can combine these two to create what is called a new mobility as a service. So now it is in the public domain. From 1st June, the ground transportation system became part of Hitachi, and now we are proudly, building on top of that by integrating not only the existing railway, but also the other Hitachi businesses to create a new mobility experience for our customers and for our operators.
Thank you. I'm sure the hall is quite energized by all that information. And also to update that today, in this very complex, there's been budget announcements where there are 30 lakh and above population, about 17 cities, which are now going to be part of the transit-oriented development focus. Before I come to Mr. Rao for the special state of Andhra and to Daljeet ji for the not-so-special state of Bihar as it stands now, I will ask one more follow-up question to Mr. Mangal. Hitachi is also working on driverless trains in the Chennai Metro and perhaps an MOU with Kawasaki for the bullet train sets. Once again, information a little deeper than what's not in the public domain.
So, as I said, Hitachi Rail is present in India for almost 90 years. And that is the history. And more recently, of course, we are working with the 5 metros in Noida, in Kolkata, in Navi Mumbai, Mumbai, and now with Chennai Metro. What is peculiar about Chennai Metro is that this is the phase 2, which is almost 120 kilometers that is now awarded to Hitachi Rail to equip with digital signaling, that is the communication-based train control signaling, together with automatic train operation to ensure that we can create a headway for the operator to run trains at every 90 seconds, which is the design headway, and also provide the entire safety and operation control together with the CBTC and the ATO, where the train traction and the braking is controlled by the onboard system to ensure safe operation and to achieve this headway. Therefore, creating a new, you can say, benchmark for driverless operation and moving on to unattended train operation. So this is, as I said, 120 kilometers of network. And I think Chennai is the 4th largest metro in India right now. And so we are very proud to be part of that. And this is under commissioning right now. This is funded by JICA, which is Japan International Cooperation for Agency, for providing OECD support. And Japan is also the country where Hitachi is located. And therefore, we are very proud to combine the Japanese experience and the railway experience for Chennai and for India. So that is a little bit about Chennai Metro. Talking about high speed, of course, we are, Hitachi is one of the close partners of Japan Rail East in Japan, where they run these bullet trains across the country, across the network. And we are now partnering with the National High Speed Rail Corporation to commission the first bullet train between Mumbai and Ahmedabad. In this, in a peculiar situation, because of the time and because of the resources required to deliver such a high-tech project, first time in India, you need to combine forces, you need to create partnerships. So we formed a joint venture with Kawasaki. It's kind of a consortium joint venture with Kawasaki to make sure that we can deploy all the resources to deliver, to design or modify the design, manufacture, supply, commission the trains in time. So that is what we are trying to do together with Kawasaki for the high-speed train operation.
Thank you so much. We switch back to UJM Rao, sir. His very excellent presentation has given us insights already. But sir, what I would like to ask you is that how does the revised DPR for the Vizag Metro enhance its scope and mobility potential? And also Vishakhapatnam, the 76.9 kilometer network. Please tell us a little more about that.
Vizag and Visakhapatnam is the same, the name is the same. So in Vizag, earlier DMRC has made a DPR for the core city. It is about 42 kilometers, where the ridership was very high. So later the government thought with a long-term plans, they expanded the network to new international airport at Bhogapuram, which is about 30 kilometers away from the city. So the other side, It is the steel plant junction they have extended. So with the wider network from 42 to 76.90 kilometers, we have now made a DPR. Of course, in that, there are 4 corridors, 3 corridors which are in the core city. So we are taking up immediately. And then, in continuation, by that time, after 5 years or 6 years, the 4th corridor also will pick up the ridership required for the metros, with coming up a lot of new settlements, new colonies mushrooming in the city outskirts, and the Bhogapuram airport will be fully operational. So that 4th corridor will be taken up later in continuation. This is the idea. So particularly for Vizag, it is a linear city expanding towards north and south, because in the eastern side, one side is the Bay of Bengal, and the other side, we have the small mountains and reserve forest. With that, the expanding possibilities are 180 degrees, not 360 degrees. So there is a need for a robust mass rapid transport system for Vizag, because the trip length, we call it in technically, is high in comparison to any other city, is Vizag. Vizag is the largest populated city, not only largest populated city, it is a rich city. It is the 10th richest city in India, centrally located on east coast. In the extreme ends, we have Kolkata and Chennai in the south and north, but centrally we have the Visakhapatnam. So the floating population is very high, because the people, not only from Andhra Pradesh, from South Odisha and Chhattisgarh come to Vizag. It is a medical, industrial, educational hub, besides a tourist destination with 26 important tourist spots. So that's all, madam.
And a little bit about the Amravati project as well. Is it too early to talk about that, or can you say something?
I can, because Amravati is a capital city with 33,000 acres of land pulled up from the agricultural farmers and making a new city adjacent to Krishna River. The one side of the Krishna River is the Vijayawada, which is already a developed city, and the other side is the Amravati city is coming up. The Singapore consultants are making a very good, beautiful designs for the new capital city. And at present, Vijayawada is the gateway of the new capital city. The other way, adjacent to this, is Guntur, also another city. So we are bringing up a metro for 38 kilometers and a RRTS, a suburban circular rail service, exclusively on standard gauge for 108 kilometers, so that from any corner, people can reach the center of the capital city within 50 minutes. The idea is, don't congest the capital city. Capital city means so many establishments will be there, and the people are working, people will be much more, and they have to live. So we are developing many satellite cities around the capital city, not to rush the city. City will be very scenic and having with pools and gardens. So people will come from these satellite cities. Those cities will be developed, and from there people can come to the center of the city within 50 minutes from any farthest corner. So that is the other projects, 2 projects, ma'am.
Thank you so much. From that lovely vision of Amravati to Patna, Mr. Daljeet Singh, the advisor for special works from DMRC. We have interacted earlier when Patna Metro was not as thriving as it is today. but we've had visits from the highest political echelons and an announcement as well for the next year. So please do share with us how do you balance that collaboration, Bihar state government, DMRC, the multilateral funding? What are the problems there and what is the latest update?
DMRC has been entrusted to under the Patna Metro on deposit work, and that has to be completed in 5 years. We have been assigned this work in 2020. After our going into that, since DPR was made in the initial stage somewhere 2014 by rights, after coming on the board, what we have gone through the DPR, what I have seen that the alignment which has been chosen was not practically feasible to implement on the site. As a result, we have again had to revisit our alignment, and lot of changes has been made in that part. And we have, initially it was a 2 corridors, it was a separated, now it has been crisscrossing, and instead of 2 depot, now it's 1 depot. We have given this proposal to Bihar government, and they have happily agreed for this revised budget. Within the, proposal, and within the same budget, there was no change, and which is really feasible, because we have gone on the site and physically seen where it is practically feasible. Nowadays, you must have seen that whatever the DPRs are made is just for the sake of sanctions. Once the SPB, the contractor goes on the site, then really realize it is not practically feasible to do the work. As a result, lot of deviations, changes take place. Keep in view of that, we have again made the financial model, and at this model we have interacted with the JICA, because we have experience with working with JICA right from phase 1 to phase 4, because I am from DMRC, and we were knowing how to deal with the JICA. Keep in view of that part, we have advocated that PMRC, the Patna Metro, that kindly go through for external funding, 60% through JICA, and 2020 is equity from the Bihar government and central government. Now, the prerequisite for JICA is that general consultant has to be on board, then only the JICA tenders can be allowed to float. To save the time, we have floated the tender for the non-JICA, and that is comprising somewhere 15 kilometer elevated and 8 kilometer underground. We have started the work, and just for your information, it is 60% work has already been completed. But the constraint what I have seen that still general consultant is not on board, and the system contract, which is a prerequisite like the rolling stock, the traction, the ventilation system, this has to be in board, then only the commissioning can take place. To cut short, the government has assigned as a priority corridor you have to complete before from the political point of view, and for the next year, September 25, we are trying that there should be at least trial can take place, not the commissioning part.
Thank you. We do see that for many state governments and cities, the metro becomes a sort of a jewel in the crown, and they're very proud of the project. A follow-up question. DMRC and RITES have signed an MOU for consultancy assignments in India and abroad. How do you see this sector growing? Do you actually see assignments coming our way? Do you see indigenous technology being exported?
DMRC is just a 24 years organization, and RITES is more experience as compared to that in his consultancy services. They have their strong points, like we have the strong points. Keep in view of India, you must have known that any metro cannot be executed by a single company. They had to make a joint venture or collaboration to take care of that. We have our strong points, they have their strong points. It was ideally thought of that to undertake any work in domestically or internationally, one has to come JV, so that at least we can cost-effective manner that we can execute the work. That is the idea behind that.
Certainly a lot of luck and all the best for that. You want to say something, sir?
You had mentioned, I think, what was the second point?
A collaboration and the export of indigenous.
Export. Just for information, I'll let you know, we have experienced that, especially in the rolling stock and the signaling system, whenever there is a updating of any software, there is always a problem with the OEMs. One is the cost factor, cost is the main part, and of course, it is always we have to go with the, for any extension with the same OEM. Keep in view of that, we have introduced in-house for IATS, it is a automatic train system, supervisory system, where ATP, ATO comes and that. And second, ICBTC, means India CBTC, India CBTC, which is going to be a generic where the interoperability problem will not be there. And already ITS in our line 1, we have already started in a big way. Hopefully we'll be completing with the trial. ICBTC within 2-3 years, we are again hoping that, so that at least it can be again a generic one. There will not be any problem from the OEM point of view. This is things which we are finding this important point, which we can be exported in the developing countries at least. Like way AFC, gates, the PSD, platform screen doors, we are making in-house, and hopefully very shortly that will be taken care of.
Certainly, we can always expect thought leadership from DMRC. So I'll ask Nishunk ji to be a little patient while I go to the other lady on our panel, Manisha ji, also from DMRC. And ma'am, my question for you is, what are the key components? You're the business development, the architect for business development in DMRC. What are the key components you're focusing on to integrate modernization with the traditional architecture of DMRC Phase 4?
A very good afternoon. First and foremost, I would like to thank Rail Analysis for having me here. And now to your question, ma'am. We recently were in Europe and were presenting the DMRC story. And we had just crossed the 7.1 million mark of ridership. And as far as Europeans were concerned, this was like transporting countries for them. So that's in a nutshell DMRC for you. Regarding our integration, we are in the process. We have already, we are operating 400 kilometers of metro line, and we are adding another 103 kilometers in our phase 4 works. And we are connecting the priority corridors with Delhi and in and around Delhi region. First and foremost, we are upgrading the infrastructure of stations, tracks, and systems. We are also in the process of bringing in advanced technology, whereby we are integrating advanced signal system for safety and efficiency. We have brought in the concept of smart cards, whereby there is a seamless and contactless transition, and also to bring in real lifetime live information. We are also in the process of upgrading our environmental impacts. We are bringing in energy efficient technology by bringing in regenerative braking system and SCADA systems. We are also in the process of making our stations more compact and introducing property development. And we are aggressively, and just as you mentioned, that in the budget, transit-oriented development has made its place. We are also aggressively pursuing transit-oriented development for our metro projects with the local authorities. Thank you.
So tell me, as an architect particularly, you're working in brownfield with DMRC. So what are the challenges in carving out space for stations and the alignment decisions? What are the challenges which our audience can learn from?
Yes, we have challenges because we are working in a very dense environment, and when we are designing our metro lines, we have to acquire land, for which we collaborate with the local authorities and the stakeholders for better fair compensation and minimal disruption. We are also in the process of interacting with local agencies for infrastructure collaboration so that we can do smoothless and seamless construction. We also are working towards bringing in, since there is a lot of uprooting of green of trees, and we are in the process of bringing in landscape, designing landscape situations and bringing in green corridors. And we are also wanting to bring in transit-oriented development for sustainable practices and introducing sustainable concepts of efficient lighting systems and waste management. So that is
certainly, and all of that, I'm sure, goes to what we owe our jobs, all of us in this room, is the switch from automotive to rail. And so I'm sure all of that contributes. Now, all the little discussions of the metros are over, and we move to the big market in the room, which is the rolling stock for mainline railways. In the rail analysis, the organizers have put out a report where they've totaled the market, and I was looking at those numbers. There are roughly 9,000 something crores for the market for metro and transit, but the big daddy is the larger market for the Indian railways or the railway systems. Now, can you give us an update of the Vande Bharat project with RVNL from your knowledge as the project director for RS Kinet? The suppliers here connect with your company? How do they participate in your project for component supply?
First of all, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for the question, ma'am. Kinet is currently in the advanced stages of the Vande Bharat project in the collaboration with RVNL and the Indian Railways. Currently, we are focusing on the development of the prototype, which is planned to be rolled out by 2025. Currently, our factory in Latur, which is in Maharashtra, is already taken over, and we are moving up with the upgradation plan, which is going on with the full swing, including the 3 depots, which is going to be there in Bangalore, the Rajasthan, and the Delhi, going to contribute the enough job creations and the local economic growth. We are already in touch with the various suppliers to supply for the various delivering the components to help us to get the trains in time. As you know, that the potential of this project is quite huge. We are still in the hunt of more suppliers, which is still in process. And we are keen to collaborate with the partnerships with the local suppliers who can be associated with this project, subjected to meet our quality and the safety standards.
So 35 more years of this rolling stock staying in the system.
Yeah.
What are the challenges in maintaining it, operating it, and what are your plans?
As I generally say, our plan, the Kinet's plan, is to develop this product in India, manufacture in India, and maintain in India. We have a comprehensive plan of 35 years to maintain this rolling stock by including the technologies of condition-based monitoring system, the remote diagnostic equipments, and the seasoned technicians who will make our rolling stock remain optimal in condition. which can provide the reliable and the safe passenger experience.
Thank you. I will now put a question to the entire panel, and we'll start from here and just go down, because this is a question very close to my heart. 25 years in Indian Railways, some time in the Ministry of Heavy Industries, and I have seen that many key technologies of any sector, be it railway, metro, transit, components, industrial machinery, key components are kept outside the country. The knowledge is not shared with us. Pardon Hitachi, but and how do we make sure that this dream of make in India, Atmanirbhar, manufacture, export perhaps, how do we make sure that that key technology is coming our way and staying here? So your take, Nishunk ji, and then we'll just go down. Okay, Hitachi wants to jump in first. Yeah.
In terms of Make in India, as I said, again, I'll just repeat myself. The objective is to flourish in India. We are getting a technology with the collaborative technology with our counterparts in Europe. We are having the cutting edge technologies from our suppliers in Europe as well as in India. We are focusing on to have as maximum as possible to have the indigenization of these products. I would say the majority of the things, as I said, the rolling stock is going to be manufactured in Latur, which is a part of Maharashtra only. So we are focusing majorly in indigenization, how we can develop these skills, how we can recruit our people, got those competencies into our people who is going to help us in maintaining these rolling stocks in next 35 years. So our complete focus on indigenization, how best we can bring it into our rolling stock.
And Mangal.
So as far as Hitachi is concerned, we are present for almost 90 years in India, and we have close to 33 entities. And these entities are primarily companies which are Indian companies that we slowly started to collaborate and then, infuse our technologies into them to scale them up both in terms of products and market as well as in financially. So and also, at times we create joint ventures. For example, one of the most successful is with State Bank of India in the financial sector. In railway, we have already, decent amount of manufacturing in India. For example, the transformers. We have, part of ABB, transmission and distribution, now Hitachi Energy. And I think we are quite satisfied by the design, manufacturing, and maintenance testing of these both substation type of transformers, which we not only supply for railways, but also for the entire country, for the grid and T&D, and also for the trains for onboard, which is one of the most crucial, including the locomotives that Indian Railways manufacture. But yes, your question is quite pertinent that, there are new technologies, for example, new digital technologies or green technologies. So we have a huge focus. We have now created a separate financial arm called Hitachi Ventures, which invest into new companies which are, developing new technologies in India. So we are looking at all these companies who could be the future unicorns, so that we keep this technology in India, grow in India, and then take from India to the world.
That's indeed heartening to hear. The same question for you also, Daljeet ji, the key technologies needed for metros in India.
Just to add that we are in this operation of metro for the last 18 years, and based on the experience what I have seen that because technology is changing every year and we cannot update according to what is requirement. That to keep the pace, it was really decided that if this way technology changes, that way this any SPB or the transport operator cannot sustain. For the last 4 years, the indigenous technology has started first and foremost in the signaling system, and for that we have established IATS and we have collaborated with BEL, and you can see within 4 years, we are on the track. Second, again, the ICBTC. This, again, a Pandora box. It was told that it's very difficult to do that way. And what we are seeing that light is not so far that within 2 or 3 years, we will see that ICBTC will be again a generic one and will be implemented. Same with the National Common Mobility Card. Is always a problem that the changes mode of transport. The problem is always the ticket system. Now we have developed the NCMC card, and it is only the interface between the different mode of transport has to be taken care of. As on date, DTC already we have incorporated. Shortly with railways we are going to have. And this way, the many stakeholders, maybe that this, what you call it, the railway, the local will make a interface issue with them and will be successful that way. Fourth, what again I am seeing the new technology, basically is the track. Mostly for the last 20 years, we are relying on from the import. Now in-house, I think the scale which is required and it has to be given the contractual changes, and we have changed the contractual condition. Now the indigenous company will come and started company. In the phase 4, already in the track work, local company has started and doing this work. I think most of the component, what I have seen has started, is the system contract. It already started.
Indeed. Anybody who hasn't seen it should go to the bank of the Ganges in Patna, the 2 casting yards, and they will understand the worth of what sir is saying now. So, moving on, the same question now to you, Jem Rao, sir. The whole gamut, infrastructure, rolling stock, track, signals, what are the key technologies that you think are missing in this scenario now? And maybe by 2030, the urban transit landscape, we should acquire, indigenize, grow over here.
From the perspective of metro rail organizations, because the system has to be developed and put on ground. This is the botheration of governments and the metro rail organizations. So, the innovations in technologies in metro rail sector will be in 3 C's, as I told you. One is the complexity of construction should not be there. Construction cost should be less. And the comforts to the people, commuters, should be very rich, very high. What the people experience with the bus transport and other road transports, that should be removed, and they should be put in a high seat, like in AC trains and aeroplanes. So this is the main motto of the metro rail organization to do this. So how to do it? So we have started right from civil engineering, if you take, we have now tailor-made U-shaped girders, which is the load bearing suitable for the metros. So it will be thin, not like road flyovers. It will be thin, but loaded with steel and iron. Strength will be very good, and the cost will be less. And also the precast girders. We will make the girders, fabricate them at a place far away, and overnight we will bring it and place between 2 pillars. Pillars anyway we have to cast in situ, and we will bring it to our net and put it. This is the civil engineering. And in the underground, the TBM, tunnel boring machines, earlier it was man calculated, they have to monitor continuously. Now this has come that calculated hedges. So this technology has come into in the tunnel boring machines. It became easy to do it and do it fast. So likewise, if you take third rail, in the OHE, there will be masts. And this mast, there will be cantilever. A lot of fittings will be there. And with the gale, particularly in the seashore and that areas, it's very difficult. So third rail system has come. Third rail system is another rail passing with power. In the same two rails will be there. That is a permanent way where the metro rail goes. By the side of it, the third rail will go and the power will be passes in that. So the maintenance is very less. Like that, AI and IoT things also we have brought in and using in metros. So common mobility card. So for seamless transport of the commuters, for the commuters' comfort, we have one card, and that card they can carry in the city anywhere, either bus or metro rail, they can use it. Like that, new technologies are coming. CBTC system, you must have told you about the automatic train control. All these things have come up. So it is easy maintenance from command control office. So the cost has come down. You know, in 1995, we brought a metro car from Tokyo at 10 crores in 1995. It has come in a cargo flight by spending 3 crores on the freight. So today the metro car is 8.5 to 9 crores. After 27 years, the cost has not gone up. And we use it to bring the P-way fittings, rails, etc. from imported. Just a dog layer, we call it technically, that was 1,000 rupees, which is available indigenously at 200, 150. In a competition, they were giving at 150 also. So which is 1,000. Such a things, we want lakhs of those fittings for the track. So now all these things we are doing it indigenously, because in India, for Indian Railways, for a 180 kilometers capacity of trains to go, which is maintaining average speed of 120 kmph, that is used. Then for metros, it is only 80 kmph capacity and 35 average speed. So that can be used very well. So this way, we have shifted from imported to this thing that has saved a lot of cost for us. So this technology improvement is going on, and to bring down the capital cost on the metro rail sector. So this made us this made us, encouraging us to go for more and more cities. Somebody in the last conference, he said, no, sir, metros is capital intensive, so much cost and all that, and gone away. It was the last question in this thing. Today I brought a balance sheets of Hyderabad, Kochi, and Bangalore. All are making operating profits. Only they are in the balance sheet, it is lost because of the capital, which they have, capital cost, which is loans from the banks. They are repaying. So the balance sheet will be showing a minus figure, but this is temporary phenomena. It is only 10 to 12 years. So if you see the Hyderabad, interesting figure. Hyderabad Metro has come in the 2019 October, it was completed. 69 kilometers of this thing, and the full-fledged metro has started from October 2019. But then, 2020 March, COVID came and there was a lockdown, all these things happened. 2021, you leave it. If you come to 22, I am reading out this 21, 22, their balance sheet shows that they have made 347 revenue, 347. And the next year, 22, 23, it is 682, double. And this year, 23, 24, it is all audited balance sheets. I am not telling any figures, this thing. Now it is 1507. 1,507 crores they have got it. All the three metros are doing operating profits. It's a very good metro rails are recommended to all the cities. And it is, you can understand the cities where the phase 1 has gone up, they are going for phase 2, phase 3, Bangalore, Hyderabad, everywhere. Because people are appreciating this system and there is operating profits. So this payment of the initial capital, what we have taken, is only for 10 years to 12 years. Then it will come to no profit, no loss, this thing. And then it will be profits and profits. Thank you so much.
Certainly. The trajectory of technology and financial sustainability doesn't always intersect, but we appreciate those points. Also, because the two leftover panelists are architects, there are those key technologies even in the... Sure. I was trying to avoid if it was a difficult topic for you, but please do. And I'll just complete my question, ma'am, to the two of you, that after you answer this, there are key technologies even in the architectural realm, like BIM, like drawings, like land facility monitoring and all that. So please do just complete the circuit.
So I would like to speak on the previous topic, which is totally engineering. But what experience I had in Delhi Metro as well as in Haryana Gurgaon, I'll just share that with you. See, in Haryana Gurgaon, the original DPR was that there is a rapid metro already running in Gurgaon, which was made by private sector, but which was handed over to government some time back. So they are having a different technology of rolling stock, which is 2.8 meter wide. So in the DPR made by the RITES, they had suggested that you go for the same technology for the sake of integration. But eventually, at the time of sanctioning, the government said, nothing doing. You go for the standard metro, that is 2.9, because there are two very important reasons. Reason, first of all, is standardization, and second is first is standardization, and second is make in India. Because the rolling stock is available in India, which is at a far less cost as compared to rolling stock which you get from abroad. And especially our experience about rapid metro is not very good. Reason being that it is only 11 kilometer, which was made in 2 tranches. And when the second tranche was made with 5 stations, the signaling and the telecom was taken as the same which was in the previous. So although the signaling was bought just 5 years back, but its technology is same as what's there in the earlier phase. So today, that technology is outdated. So what do we do at this point of time? We request the OEM that you keep the train running because that is the spirit of O&M. But to keep the train running, you have to do upgradation. And upgradation has a very large cost. So seeing that experience, like OEM also, I don't want to take the names, and I don't want to also use a very
Ma'am, in the interest
word.
of time, I will curtail it slightly.
No, but
yes.
okay, I'll maybe finish in one line.
Yeah.
So So at that point of time, we see the merit of the ministry to go for standardization. And thirdly, the same experience we had in Delhi Metro, when the Metro Neo and the Metro Light technology had its war on technology and methodology on the architectural sheets. So I'll be very short. So now, did the technology win or did the methodology win? So I will say it is the ingenuity of the Delhi Metro which won. Because what they have simply done, because the civil structure cost we had managed to control by reducing the civil structure sizes, but we had no control over the rolling stock cost. So now what has been done, that they have given the connectivity to Kundli, thereby adding ridership to that line and making standard metro a viable option for the line by buying ridership. And that alignment has been so interesting that maybe Haryana government will extend it to Sonipat. So this is what is going on. So I wanted to speak on sustainability also, but maybe we'll keep it on some other agenda because we have a very large canvas for sustainability for Gurgaon Metro. Thank you. Now I'll give my mic to my colleague.
Thank you. We have only 6.5 minutes to go. So a quick closing comment from you, ma'am, and then the floor open for Q&A.
I'll be quick, ma'am. We are the first in Metro who have incorporated BIM technology in totality from phase 3 onwards. And we are also consultants to Bhubaneswar Metro, and we have aggressively pursued for them also to adapt. And we have advised them to incorporate BIM, so that is as far as the BIM technology goes. We at Delhi Metro have just recently signed an agreement with Deloitte, and in partnership we have launched Drishti for a digital platform for preventive and predictive maintenance. So that's what I
Great. So
thank you.
I think if somebody is noting down, that's a lot of homework for everyone here.
Thank you very much.